Okay, guys. Yeah, let's discuss the queries today. Okay. Yeah, Mohan, now you can ask your question.
Yeah, so regarding the types of deployment, like canary and blue green,
Okay.
this
So,
topic are not aware of. Yeah.
okay. So normally when we take deployments, so the major ones are one is blue green,
Okay.
and then we have canary. Okay. So what is blue green and what is canary? So blue green. So actually we will have two infras. Okay, infra A and infra B. So we can call one infra as blue and one as green. Okay. So what happens? So when developer develops the code, okay, you develop the code and then you build it and then you test it in the test environment. Then you may promote it to staging. Then once everything is fine, you may do load tests. Okay, you will do load test. Why you will do load test? To check how the new code, how new code handles the traffic. To check how it handles the traffic, you will do the load test. So what you will do in load test, we will have few tools. Okay, we will have few tools like HP load generator or some other tools. Okay, using this you will generate fake traffic. Okay, so that in case if you increase, for example, you have a um, some application. Okay, for example, Amazon. So for example, let's consider an Amazon application. Okay, so you deployed new code. Let's consider it is version 2. Okay, previously it was version 1. Now you upgraded it to version 2. Now for example, if initially like 1000 users, if 1000 users access this site, how it behaves, like what is the CPU usage, what is the memory usage, and how the application works, it will be monitored. Okay, then gradually you will increase the traffic using this load generator. So first you will start with 1000, then to 2000, then 5000, then 10,000. So this may vary from company to company based on how much capacity your application have. Okay, you can even increase to 1 lakh customers. So once it reaches 1 lakh customers, how the CPU utilization, whether it is reached 100% or else it is still at 80%, whatever it is, you have to note. And you have to compare with version 1, how it behaved in version 1 and how it is behaving in version 2. For example, if you have generated a load of 1 lakh customers, if the CPU utilization is 100% now, and previously in version 1 it was just 80%, then your application has downgraded. Okay, then you have to troubleshoot whether any memory leakage or something is happening. Okay, so you will get to know these things. Then in case if there is some issue, then you will do some hard fixes. Okay, you will do hard fixes and then again you will test the load. Okay, once this is done, everything is fine. Then you have to deploy it in production. Okay, so when you do blue green deployment, you will have two infras. For example, we can have active, passive. We can have active, passive, or active, active. So what is active passive and what is active active? So active passive means, for example, if users, in for example, if we have users, they will always access this one. This will be active, and in case if something happens to this one, then users will be redirected to this one. Okay, this is called active passive. Means users will always try to access this active. In case if something is gone down, then users will be redirected to this passive environment. And what is active active? So users, like for example, users are there. So they will be randomly redirected to this environment and this environment. Okay. So they may get a response from any of these environments. Okay. So both are serving the traffic. Even if one goes down, another will serve the traffic. Okay. So this is active active. So what is blue green deployment? So um, when you deploy, if you deploy it on both the servers, when you deploy it on both the servers at the same time, then both the both the infras will be down. Okay, so end user who tries to access this one, he may get some error. Okay, um, but we shouldn't have any errors, right? So what we do initially, we will deploy it in blue environment. Okay, initially we will deploy it in blue environment. Once QA team will verify, like when we deploy it in blue environment, the traffic, it shouldn't go to both environments. We should redirect it to green environment. So whatever users request, it will come from green environment. Okay, so meanwhile you will be updating this blue environment. So once you have deployed from version 1 to version 2 is upgraded, then what you do, QA team will check how is the performance, and is there any errors or everything. So once everything is fine, then they will switch the traffic. Okay, they will switch the traffic to blue, and then they will bring down green environment. Okay, so next day if everything is fine, then they will start deployment on green environment. Okay, so this this will be like this traffic splits and all, it will be happening using load balancer. Okay, so you can use F5 load balancer, or else in case if you are using some native load balancers, you can use those things. Okay, so once both these environments blue and green are deployed with version 2, then you can split it, like you can make it active active or active passive. So what is blue green? You will be deploying on a blue environment first, and then during the deployment in blue environment, you will be serving traffic from green. Okay, so once blue is deployed with latest version, then you will be going with the green environment. Okay, so once green is deploying, you will be having blue as active. So once both these deployments are done, you will be splitting the traffic equally to the end users. Okay, so that initially if they are using version 1, now the code will be version 2. Okay, this is blue green deployment. Okay, and then we have one more thing called canary deployment. So what is canary deployment? So in canary deployment, you will have infrastructure. Okay, so instead of bringing down both the environments in canary deployment, what you will do, you will send traffic. Okay, for example, if we have like 100 users, okay, if you have 100 users, instead of sending this new data, for example, now it is deployed with version 1. Okay, now you have new code. Okay, new code called version 2. Now you have to deploy it in the environment. Okay, so what you will do, instead of deploying 100% of new traffic in the environment, you will just send 10% of traffic. Okay, so out of 100 users, only 10 users, okay, only 10 users, they will have the new code, like version 2 will be accessible only to the 10 users. Okay, so if there are no and then in meanwhile you will have some past time. Okay, those past time, it will be of some 30 minutes or whatever, and then QA team will validate whether is there any issues or something. Okay, so in case if there were no issues reported, then you will increase the traffic to 20%. Okay, then you will increase traffic to 30%, and then 50, 60, 70, gradually you will increase. Then once no issues are observed, then you will switch the traffic to 100%. Okay, so these things are managed using traffic manager. Okay, using traffic manager, you will be able to manage this traffic diversion. Okay, so by this way you will be able to deploy canary. Okay, so this is the main difference between blue green deployment and canary deployment. Okay, understood.
Yes.
So, which one is like mostly used?
Like it depends on organization, and based on
Mhm.
how they are following, you will be deploying. Okay,
Okay. There is one more update, right? Rolling update. Are we
a
using it?
rolling update, it is nothing like, in case for example, you have an application. Okay, you have an application
Mhm.
and you have 10 pods. Okay, for example, 10
Okay.
pods with version 1. Okay, so if you update all 10 pods at a time, then it will not serve the traffic, right?
Yeah.
So what you do, you will be setting like max availability or minimum availability. Okay, so what you will do,
Mhm.
like you will be setting like a minimum availability of 8 pods. Okay, if you set minimum availability of 8 pods, out of 10 pods, 8 should be always available. Okay, so what you
Mhm.
will do, those update will happen only on two servers. Okay, so once these two comes up, you will have again 10, right? Then again two parts will go down, and similarly you will be doing the rolling update. So the end users will be always served with the traffic. Okay, that is called the rolling updates.
Okay.
So the updates will happen gradually. Okay, so you will be mentioning like a minimum unavailability equal to 2 or something you will mention. So based on those configurations, it will update.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is
uh,
also been used, right, in
No,
companies?
these things are just for some restarts you will be using. Mostly it will
Okay.
be Canary or Blue Green.
Mhm. Okay.
So in Blue Green, we will have pass A, pass B, and based on that, we will be deploying the latest data, latest code.
Okay.
Okay. Any other queries?
No, that's true.
There are too many deployments. We use blue green, and
Uh,
when there are less deployments,
no, no, like you will be
that
using
is not
only one strategy. So based on
okay.
criticality of your application and all, you can have different methods followed. So both are efficient. So it totally depends on the project and kind of deployments you do. So
So
Uh,
mostly it will be,
normally, sorry, Ashok.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, tell Karthik.
So normally, so in a production environment, when there is an upgrade takes place and when there is a hot fix and all, so we use these deployment strategies, correct?
So artfix means actually it will be like some file changes. That's it. So
Yeah.
for example, if some files are missing, then you will be deploying it. So hotfixes, it will be like you will get immediate change requests. Everything will be raised, and you
Uh,
will be deploying it on both the environments. Because in case if you are doing it like a blue green deployment, and one more thing is blue green deployment, it will not happen on a single day. Okay, so
okay.
first if you doing blue environment like in pass A on one day, and next day you will do it pass B. Okay, but art fixes it will happen on same day, because if one environment is patched and another environment, if it is not patched, then it will cause issue. Whether you have to bring down one infra and then you have to do patches, otherwise you can do patches both the infras at the same time, because if one is providing the information correctly and other is having some issue, then it is an issue, right? So art
Correct.
fixes will happen quickly
Okay, hotfix patches will be happen on the all
on
the
the same day. On
environments
the same day
same day.
after
Hmm.
changes have been approved and tested in the
Okay.
local environment.
Okay. So for each and everything, we need to have a. We should have done it in on a test environment
Correct. Yeah,
before running
we
under
have to test
production.
it on test environment before deploying. Anyway,
Hmm.
developers will test it, and even if you want, you can test it once, and then you
Okay.
can deploy it in the prod.
Okay. These are deployment strategies. We use it when we upgrade, do the upgrades or application upgrades
What
or
do you
what?
mean by upgrade?
Like, yeah, upgrading the software to a new version, that application to a new version. At the time only we are doing, right?
Upgrade means like Kubernetes upgrades. Those things are different.
Okay.
There is deployments. Deployments means
Application upgrades, like.
like latest
Hmm.
code changes and all.
Hmm.
It will be done like you will have like time period, like you will have sprint of 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. So based on
Hmm.
that, like every iteration, you will be releasing new code. Okay, so based on that, you
Hmm.
will be having deployment cycles.
Okay.
Yeah,
In troubleshooting section of Kubernetes, uh, usually we will get the errors that we saw already, right? Like image pullback up
yeah,
and crash pullback off,
mm,
like those only, right?
yeah. Like we
Okay.
will have different errors. Like
Yeah.
those are general errors. You will
Hmm.
have different errors. Just you have to troubleshoot them based on logs.
Okay. So normally we'll be getting failures or incident tickets for Kubernetes errors or other tools as well. Ashok.
I
Right.
like this service now and Jira requests are like based on not only Kubernetes. It is like whatever issue you face in the infra, you will get a ticket. So you have to troubleshoot
Okay.
and you have to work on those things.
Okay. Anything happens on Jenkins or
Not only
GitHub.
Jenkins or something, like whatever applications
Hmm.
they were deployed on Kubernetes, even if
Okay.
they are like failing or they are having some issues, then you have to troubleshoot those things.
Okay.
In sometimes in Spotify and all, like they will do a lot of deployments, right? How will they handle that?
So they will be automated. Okay, like every deployment, there is no need of manual intervention. So in case if
Okay.
they have some automated ways, then automatically it will deploy. Okay, no need of any manual intervention. Just you will click a button and it will be deployed.
Okay, only if there is any
If there is a
issue,
issue, you will
then
get a notification, and then you have to work on those things.
yeah, got it.
By using Terraform, we can set up Kubernetes environment as well.
Yeah, you
In
can create.
case,
You can create
okay,
Kubernetes environment. You can create Jenkins, whatever you want. You can create.
okay, that should be in cloud only, right?
No, no. Terraform you can use on your local machine as well, on your local
Oh,
infra as
on-prem
well.
also we can use it.
You have to just use proper providers.
Okay, okay. Secure that environment, like Kubernetes environment,
Secure in the sense, like, what do you mean?
like uh, uh, like protecting the environment from external
Yeah,
uh,
like we will be
attacks.
configuring RBACs. We have seen a concept called RBAC,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we will be providing access only to the limited users, and you have to
Mm.
configure IAMs. And then in case of security, you have to configure security tools like Trivy and all, so that before you deploy any new images, it will scan and it will you will be able to find the bugs.
Okay.
So, like limiting the access to the resources is the key factor. Always you
Mm-hmm.
should go with minimum permissions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vulnerability managements, like every 3 months and 6 months, some
yeah. Like
vulnerabilities can
even
happen.
we will have separate security teams in the organizations. Okay,
Yeah.
and then you will be using different tools like Fortify and all to generate any vulnerabilities in the Kubernetes clusters. For example, Kubernetes clusters will be hosted on certain operating systems, right? Like RHEL and other things. So they may also
Yeah.
have some issues. So you have to patch it to the latest version so that in the
Mm.
latest patches you will fix the all the bugs which are reported previously. So
Okay.
once in a while, you will be patching the operating system, and also
Mhm.
like you will be updating the applications as well to the latest version. So all
Okay.
the bugs will be fixed in each and every version.
Mm. Okay. So we'll get the report from security team, and we have to take the action accordingly. Like patches,
Correct,
supply patches are renewing any certificates that is going to be
correct.
expired.
RHL patches and all it will be available generally. So whenever
Uh,
there is new patches and if there are some bugs in the environment, you have to
okay.
upgrade it to the latest version.
Okay.
Ashok, for example, there are many applications running like pods or containers. So, if there is any bugs is found, so who will be performing the patch on the particular application, like a containers?
No, like there won't be easily bugs, okay? Because before it
Mm-hmm.
comes to production, it will go through multiple
Mm-hmm.
stages, right? Like developers will
Okay.
be testing it in the dev environment, and then
Mm-hmm.
you will be testing it in the staging environment. Also, each and every time when you run these things, we will have many security tools involved, okay? Like a Trivy and
Mm-hmm.
Aquask and everything will be there. And
Mm-hmm.
after also, like if it is available in prod, actually there will be like your process is not correct, okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
why we use different environments to test and why we automate the security to identify the
Okay. Okay.
bugs in the initial stage itself, right? So in
Okay.
case if there is some issue in code, actually we use Sonar Cube, and then we use Jacaco and many tools. And also when it comes to container, we use Trivy and all. So whatever bugs it will be there, it will be identified in the initial stage itself. And in case if it is like more critical, and if it is in prod, then you may apply some hot fixes or what, depending on what kind of issue it is.
Okay. If there is any patching on the server end, the application which is running on the server, we need to stop or we need to fail. We have to do
No, like
some.
you will have pass A, pass B, like infra A, infra B.
Okay.
Otherwise, even if you do, you will be doing it in rolling update manner. Okay. In case if
Okay. Okay.
you are doing it in rolling update, first it will shut down one pod. and then till it
Mm-hmm.
comes up, next pod it will not be deleted. So at least one pod it will be serving the traffic.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not asking at the pod level.
Mm.
So I'm asking at the server level. So, for example, if you take one server, in the server there are many application will be running, right?
Like
So
server updates, it will happen in the
platform,
background. So like platform related. In case if they do, like,
there.
no, if in case if they are doing also, like, we will be having pass A and pass B, right? So
Okay, okay.
like it only one infra, it will not be serving the traffic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because a high availability is one of the most critical things when it comes to traffic and all. So always there
Okay,
will be high
okay.
availability, like we will be having different infras.
Okay, okay. If anyway, they will reboot the server, right? That time,
Yeah, like
do
even
we
if they
need
do, they will be
anything?
doing it in the off business hours,
Okay, okay.
based on the application usability, and then they will be planning it accordingly.
Okay.
Said
So,
about cops and Kuberium tools are there, right?
Yeah,
So, like, how do we use them?
like they are like same tools, kind of same tools. Both are used for creating a Kubernetes cluster, but
Mhm.
like using different methods. That's it.
Okay, like EKS, we use it in cloud.
EKS is for AWS.
Ah,
COPS and this EKSCTL is for also like for creating EKS cluster on AWS.
okay.
COPS is for creating the on-prem servers.
On-prem. Okay.
KubeADM is also for creating on-prem Kubernetes clusters.
Okay.
For example, you have your own infrastructure and you have
Mhm.
your own server, like hardware.
Mhm.
In case if you have to deploy Kubernetes cluster on those things, then you can use COPS and kubeadm. And we have EKSCTL, which will be used for creating EKS cluster on AWS.
Okay.
Yeah.
That. uh, Data, how do we prevent the data as Ashok? Like, since I'm in backup team, I have a doubt, like, how do we backup in Kubernetes environment and all the data?
So actually, we will have PV and PVCs, okay? And
Ah,
based on number of replicas, we will have multiple replicas of those PVs as well.
okay.
And if one infra goes down, like we will have another infra. And
Mhm.
meanwhile, like it depends on, like, we will also be configuring external databases to Kubernetes clusters. For
Mhm.
example, we can configure any database like Oracle, DB2, whatever it is. We can configure the database. So in case if you have like a your data is so intensive, then you can configure these backend databases. Then data will be saved there. And as you are like, there will be database teams, and they will enable replicas to different availability zones. So data will be saved there. In case if you
Okay.
are like non-critical applications, and if you want data to be saved temporarily, you can use PVs and PVCs. Okay, so you can create
Oh,
a storage class, and then it will be stored there.
okay. So there is no like external backup tools, enterprise tools, right?
Yeah, it will be there. Like I am telling you, right? Like you will be
Ah,
configuring Oracle databases or whatever DB2s, whatever it is, to your
okay.
application, and the DB team, they will be configuring all this replicas, everything. So each
Got
database, it will have multiple replicas. So in case if you have replicas, obviously your data will be safe, right?
it. Okay.
Yeah, they will be spread across multiple availability zones based on the criticality of the data.
Mm,
so we are trying in Kubernetes, right? But when it comes to COPS, so what is the one thing we majorly using in the production level? Um,
Like COPS, you will use only when you have your own infra. Otherwise, in case if you're using like EKS, AKS, or
mhm.
OpenShift, then you will not be deploying these things regularly. So they will
Okay,
be
okay.
like automated. Like you can use Terraform or something to create those infras.
So we don't want to highlight on COPS. So better we can say EKS.
No, you can tell, like, in case if you have used, I have used COPS to deploy Kubernetes cluster in my
Mm-hmm.
previous company. Here we are
Mm-hmm.
using EKS or OpenShift, something like that. You can tell.
Okay, okay.
Uh, Apart from Maven and npm, what are the other build tools that we use for any other applications like Python?
Like for Python, we will have something called grape or
Mhm.
else. like many tools are there, like but we can
Okay.
generally most of the applications will be written on Java, so we will
Okay.
be focusing on Maven. So we will
Okay.
have
So,
Gradle, so even Gradle can be used for Java and Node.js applications.
okay.
Similarly we will have many tools, but no need of knowing each and everything, because
Okay.
like the code will be mostly of Java.
Java only.
Yeah,
Okay. So widely organizations use Maven for Java applications.
yeah,
Okay.
or even Gradle they will use.
Okay.
In this DevOps related technology, how about that shift and all? So that is the only concerns I have with
Yeah,
this. But
shift
because
it
currently I'm working in Linux infra, right?
yeah,
So
it
there are
shift will
24
be
24 by
mo
7.
mostly it will be like a general shift or else noon shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it is very rare you will have night shifts.
There is no 24/7 role, right?
Like you may have like, but
Uh,
not everyone. You will have on calls person
okay.
for a week or two. So based on that, you will be there.
Okay.
Because I am tired of this 24 by 7 kind of task.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, even I'm also.
That is the only reason I'm switching to DevOps.
okay, okay. Okay, guys, then bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye,
Yeah,
Ashwin.
sure. Thank you.